Hello and welcome to part 18 of my Dark Souls video walkthrough. Firstly, there is someone I would very much like to meet.
Thou hast journeyed far, and overcome much, chosen undead. Come hither, child. O chosen undead, I am Guinevere, daughter of Lord Gwyn and Queen of Sunlight. Since the day Father his form did obscureth, I have awaited thee. I bequeath the Lord vessel to thee. And beseech thee, succeed Lord Gwyn, and inheriteth the fire of our world. Thou shalt endeth this eternal twilight, and avert further undead sacrifices. O chosen undead, thou hast journeyed far. Since the day Father his form did obscureth, I have awaited thee, once living, now undead, and a fitting heir to Father Gwyn thou art. O chosen undead, and beseech thee, succeed Lord Gwyn, and inheriteth the fire of our world, a grave and arduous test of metal, yea, it shall be. Indeed, we had felt the warmth of fire, its radiance and the life it sustaineth. Without fire, all shall be a frigid and frightful dark. Please, Father's role thou should assume, and inheriteth the fire of our world. Thou shalt endeth this eternal twilight, and avert further undead sacrifices. Kingseeker Frant, the primordial serpent, shall guideth thee. Now thou shalt go forth, chosen undead. May thou be one with the sunlight forevermore.
There will be quite a bit of talking in this episode, by the way, so I'm mostly doing cleanup after we've beaten ONS in the last episode. Now this item here will only appear if you have done the Lautrec invasion and killed him. Then there will be a new corpse in this corner, which has his armor set on it. Again, only if you actually did the Lautrec invasion and killed him successfully. Now the greatest thing about the Lord Vessel is that we can now teleport between certain bonfires. And this is very, very handy, because the game gets a little more open at this stage. And oh look, we know this guy.
Well, fancy meeting you here. You did much for me up above. I am grateful. You know, I was thinking the gates, the old fortress. Was that your doing? Yes, I knew it. It seemed like an unlikely coincidence. Well, am I fortunate. This Knight of Katarina thanks you sincerely. Please, take this as a token of my gratitude. There you are. I'll be heading down below shortly. There's nothing worthwhile up above. No worries. Venturing is my life. I'm prepared for the worst. Is that so? No matter. Stranger things have happened. Sometimes one only has to give it some time.
Okay, now here's what we can do with the Firekeeper soul that we got for killing Lautrec. Because it has more uses than normal Firekeeper souls. We can actually return it. And there you heard the flame was activated again.
Thank you. I am Anastasia of Astora. Now I can continue my duty as a keeper. But I only hope that my impure tongue does not offend. Forgive me. I am impure. My tongue never intended for restoration. Please, if you have any heart, leave me be. I wish not to speak.
And I would definitely recommend doing this, because now you can use the fire at Firelink again. Alright, but we have the Lord Vessel, and there was someone right here who wanted us to get the Lord Vessel.
Heavens! You have done it! You have retrieved the Lord Vessel. After 1,000 years, it is you. It is really you. Forgive me. I really should calm down. Now, let us take that vessel on a journey. I assume that you are ready. Now, be still. This is the Firelink Chamber for the successor of Lord Gwyn. Now, place the Lord Vessel on the altar.
Okay, now we technically get to see this cutscene 3 times in this video, but I've cut out the other 2 times. Because this is only one of the ways you can get down here and place the Lord Vessel. Now we get some nice little CGI effects. And this is really what you need to do to open up the remainder of the game. Because we still have quite a few areas to tackle. We're not done yet. And these areas were previously locked off. So this is down in the Tomb of Giants, which you haven't seen yet. This is the Duke's Archives near Anor Londo, which you also haven't seen yet. And finally, this is down in Lost Izalith, which you also haven't seen yet, but we will get to see all these places. And they are now unlocked. Okay.
Very well. As Kingseeker, I shall now instruct you, the Lord's successor, in your next task. To achieve your fate, fill the vessel with powerful souls, commensurate to the great soul of Gwyn. Scarce few possess such brilliant souls. Grave Lord Nito, the Witch of Izalith, the 4 kings of New Londo, who inherited the shards of Gwyn's soul, and Lord Gwyn's former confidant, Seath the Scaleless. All of their souls are required to satiate the Lord Vessel. Are you ready? Then we shall return. Stay still for a moment.
Now I will also show you the other 2 ways to get down here and place the Lord Vessel in a moment. One of them is actually quite extensive, but we'll get to that. Okay. But before we get into those sort of optional bits, there's another NPC I would like to meet. And during the ONS boss guide I told you that you will eventually be able to get the equipment of the one you killed last. And I'm about to show you where you get the armor of these bosses. Getting their weapons, I've already shown you how to do that. You basically need a certain base weapon upgraded to +10, and then the giant blacksmith can make you a boss soul weapon out of that.
Aye, Shemai. I didn't expect to meet anybody here. I suppose great minds think alike, eh?
And he sells you the armor of bosses you have killed that have an armor set. So in this case, at this point, I have the Iron Golem set and Smough's set.
Well, that is a shame then. But no matter. No, not to worry. Come back again. I'm always available. Not every trade was meant to be. There'll be more in store for us. Someday. Sometime.
So that's really the main bit that I wanted to show off. But there is still, as you can see, a lot of video left, and that will be other stuff that I'm doing on different characters. So firstly, instead of talking to him and letting him take you down to the Firelink Shrine, altar, sorry, you can just jump past him. And this will also put you down in this area. And you can place the Lord Vessel yourself without needing the snake to get you down here. Now, as I said, I'm going to skip the cutscene. And without a snake to get us out of here again, the easiest way is to just rest, because this also functions as a bonfire, and just teleport out. You have the warp function now. You don't lose it if you place the Lord Vessel, by the way. You can do it for the rest of the game. So don't worry about that. And now, let's see what the snake has to say about that.
You sorry fool. You could not be the chosen one. Enough. I shall slumber until I am awakened again.
He will not come back this playthrough. Alright, now this character here. I have done co-op Ornstein and Smough quite a few times. Enough to get 10 sunlight medals. I had 5 already. And so I did 5 co-op sessions, helped 5 people defeat this boss. I went online for that. And basically every time you get a sunlight medal, and I needed 10. So I'm now handing these in. And once I hand in the 10th one, I get the Great Lightning Spear, which is basically an upgraded version of my miracle.
Oh, hello there. Forgive me. I was just pondering about my poor fortune. I did not find my own son, not in Anor Londo, nor in Twilight Blight Town. Where else might my son be? Lost Izalith? Or the tomb of the Grave Lord? But I cannot give up. I became undead to pursue this. But when I peer at the sun up above, it occurs to me, what if I am seen as a laughingstock, as a blind fool without reason? Well, I suppose they wouldn't be far off.
Okay, so we'll get to see that miracle in action at some point. Now I've sped up the next section because there will be complete walkthroughs of these areas eventually. But on most characters I will tackle these areas very, very late in the game. So these will basically be the second and the third to last boss guides and area guides, more or less. But this character has a specific reason to have to do this early. So right here, we've already seen me go here for the Hornet Ring on certain characters. This character, however, will actually do the boss fight here. And you approach the grave from the front, and it makes the Great Grey Wolf Sith spawn, which is a really cool boss fight. Again, there will be a complete guide, don't worry about it. I'm just quickly going through here, killing him, because he drops the Covenant of Artorias, which is a ring that I need. And now, again, no complete area walkthrough, just bear with me, I'm just speeding this up so you don't miss out on it completely, but you don't have to pay too much attention right now. Going down to the New Londo ruins here. I've already cleared the area previously, so this is just me running to the boss. And I can only fight this boss if I have the Covenant of Artorias equipped. That's why I had to kill Sif before doing this. There's just no other way to fight this boss. You die instantly without that ring. It's just a one-hit kill, it's not there too strong. You just instantly get killed. And here we are down in the abyss. You can see this is not my first try. against this boss. And also, as before, there will be a much more complete boss guide. Just bear with me. This is the third method to place the Lord Vessel, which is definitely the most arduous and the one that a first-time player is least likely to find. But it's very relevant for the lore of the game, which is why there will be a lot of talking towards the end of the episode that I will basically not comment over. But one king left, and now we will return to regular speed. And this will only happen if you have not yet placed the Lord Vessel. I mean, the boss fight will be here, either way, but as you can see, there's a snake in the background. And that will only happen if the Lord Vessel has not been placed yet.
Greetings, undead warrior. I am the primordial serpent, Darkstalker Calf. I can guide thee and illuminate the truth. The truth I shall share without sentiment. After the advent of fire, the ancient lords found the three souls, but your progenitor found a fourth, unique soul, the Dark Soul. Your ancestor claimed the Dark Soul and waited for fire to subside, and soon the flames did fade, and only dark remained. Thus began the Age of Men, the Age of Dark. However, Lord Gwyn trembled at the dark, clinging to his Age of Fire and in dire fear of humans, and the Dark Lord who would one day be born amongst them. Lord Gwyn resisted the course of nature by sacrificing himself to link the fire and commanding his children to shepherd the humans. Gwyn has blurred your past to prevent the birth of the Dark Lord. I am the primordial serpent. I seek to right the wrongs of the past, to discover our true Lord. But the other serpent, Frampt, lost his sense and befriended Lord Gwyn. Undead warrior, we stand at a crossroads. Only I know the truth about your fate. You must destroy the fading Lord Gwyn, who has coddled fire and resisted nature, and become the fourth Lord, so that you may usher in an age of dark. Very well. I shall now guide you to Gwyn's prison. Be still, and trust thine flesh to me.
And he will also be able to take us down to Firelink Altar. But he tells you a very different view of the same historic events as Frampt did. And yeah, I'm not gonna go into too much detail on the lore, but this is a very interesting character.
This is Gwyn's prison. Now, place the Lord Vessel upon the altar.
Now, the same cutscene will play. Again, I've skipped it.
Very well. Once the vessel is filled with souls, the gate to Gwyn shall open. Seek Gravelord Nito, the Witch of Izalith, and the traitor, Seath the Scaleless. Fill this vessel with their souls. Then the gate will open, so that you may kill Gwyn. Are you ready? Then let us return to the Abyss. Entrust thine flesh to me.
And this will also make Frampt disappear. And when Frampt is gone, there's also no longer anyone you can sell your items to. So something to bear in mind. But of course, first-time players will not really find this because it's quite obscure and well hidden.
If you wish, I shall grant the art of life drain, the legendary power of the Dark Lord. It can preserve your humanity while undead, and cast off the shackles placed upon your brethren. Undead warrior, to speak now is premature. It begins with your retrieval of the Lord Vessel.
We can also enter a covenant with him, which is the chaotic evil covenant of the game. The point of this covenant is basically to invade other people and take their humanity and kill them.
They failed me, every last one of them. They were strong, but saw not the truth. I am certain that you will prove different. They failed.
Okay, and that's it for this episode. There will be more action next time. So I hope you enjoyed and found this interesting and insightful. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.